Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown on the MHRT network, as well as Broncos Breakdown on my channel on YouTube. This is a show that is everything Broncos and brought to you with emotion, passion, honesty, and of course, my comments along with yours in the chat. I am your host, Bronco Bill. All right, guys. Really glad each and every one of you take your time out on a busy Friday, end of the week, work week, whatever you were doing during the week, wherever you may be. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it each and every week. Like I said, before I get started, I want to wish each and every one of you out there a very, very happy Father's Day. This coming Sunday is Father's Day. And I want to wish each and every one of you out there a very wonderful Father's Day, and enjoy it, whatever you do, whether it's a barbecue or hanging out or going to dinner, or, son takes you golfing or you go to movies, whatever it is, enjoy that day, because fathers need to be appreciated, just like on Mother's Day. I want to give a shout out really quick to my son. Son, love you so much. Happy Father's Day to you primarily, obviously, for fathers, but you got two beautiful children, our grandkids, and beautiful wife. So, son, happy Father's Day, and we will see you soon. All right. Biggie Bats leadoff in the chat and says, Biggie says, "What's up?" I said, "What's up, Biggie? Glad to have you in the chat, my friend. Glad to have you as always." All right. Got a lot of topics tonight. I don't have a jackass of the week, although I probably could maybe squeeze one in, not squeeze it in, but take a topic that I have, but I'm not going to do it. Anyways, let's start off with Courtland Sutton. Now, this is interesting because what Courtland Sutton's saying here contradicts to what he's doing. So let me get into that, and you let me know in the chat what you think, all right? Courtland Sutton is excited about his contract. Now, he hasn't gotten I'll get into that. He's still dealing with that. But listen to this. Courtland Sutton is excited for the 2024 season with Denver. Okay. I quote Courtland Sutton. "I firmly believe that this team we can go to the playoffs. Playoffs? All right, let me finish. Let me go back. I'm quoting Courtland Sutton. "I firmly believe that the team we can go to the playoffs, win games, and ultimately get to the Super Bowl and take care of business," end quote. Courtland, hold on a second, dude. You're saying that the Broncos, you're excited for the 24. I'm not making this up. I'm excited for the 2020. He says he's excited for the 2024 season. Okay. The Broncos won 8 games last year. Yes, there was Russell Wilson and the whole bit and the whole fiasco, but we still won 8 games. And now Courtland Sutton is saying the Broncos are going to make the playoffs and win games and go to the Super Bowl and take care of business this year? Seriously, this year. Well, here's the problem I have with that. I don't have a problem with us winning or going to the playoffs. I want that. I don't have a problem with us getting to the Super Bowl and winning it. I have no problem with that either. I would love that. But I got a problem with Courtland Sutton. And here's the problem. All right? Here's the problem. Courtland Sutton made it clear that just because he was on the field for mandatory minicamp doesn't mean he'll automatically show up for training camp. Hold on. So if Courtland Sutton is excited about the 2024 NFL season, and he's saying the Broncos can make the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl and take care of business, that's not my words. That's his. I just read it for you. And now he's saying that just because he showed up for mandatory minicamp doesn't mean he'll automatically show up for training camp? Courtland, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth, you freaking deetity. What are you talking about? You're excited and you're saying that you want to be part of the Broncos. I understand that. And I understand that you're holding out. And I've heard from a few people, including my nephew, Bobby, who says it's his agent that is telling him to hold out. Well, you know what I say? If I want to be on the freaking field, I would tell the agent to go fly a kite. Go pan sound. Seriously. Get somebody else. I understand Courtland Sutton wants to get paid, but he's basing all of this on 1 year, last season. Last season. That's how I see it. I mean, that's basically what he's talking about is last season. And I understand the NFL is all about what have you done for me lately? Well, in the big scheme of things, when you're an owner, you got to look at the bigger picture. You can't just look at the last season. You got to look at what he's done. Okay? Now, Courtland Sutton has had issues with dropping balls and things like that. So, out of one side of his mouth, he's saying he's excited about this season. But on the other side of his mouth, he's saying, well, don't expect me to be there. Or you can't have it both ways, Courtland. You can't. And somebody is waiting to take over as a number one receiver. And I'll get to that in a minute. Let me finish this. His message to the team was clear. And I quote from Courtland Sutton, "This isn't over." Exclamation point. End of quote. There you go. He says it's not over. So you can't have it both ways, Courtland. And I appreciate the fact that you think the Broncos are going to the playoffs and maybe the Super Bowl and winning it. I'm not really going to go down that road. We don't know if Bo Nix is going to be how good he's going to be when he plays. We don't know about Zach Wilson. I'll get into that in a little bit. And we don't know about Jared Stidham. Okay, so we don't know. But Courtland, you can't say you're excited about the season and then say, well, I may not be there, training camp. What are you telling the teammates? What are you telling your teammates? Oh, I want more money, and I think we're going to be great this year, but I just can't show up. I just can't show up because, my agent told me not to. Well, fire the freaking guy. Seriously. I would tell my agent, look, dude, I am showing up to show my teammates that I'm one of them. I am not going to hold the Broncos hostage, but I want you to work behind the scenes while I'm out here working my butt off. I want you to work your tail off with ownership and George Payton and get this thing done. Get it done. Whatever it takes, get it done. Or you're gone. You're out of here. Fired. Done. Period. Who's running the show? Courtland Sutton or his agent? Sounds to me like his agent, and that's stupid. That's stupid because you know what? Agents are basically only out for themselves. They're not out for your best interest. They're out for themselves. How much more money they can get to the player, that's how much more money they get in the end. Well, you know what? Courtland Sutton is, in my opinion, is shooting himself in the foot because somebody is waiting in the wings. Look at the topic, guys. Tim Patrick standing out. Look at what it says right below my name right here. Guess who's back? Well, before I get to that, we have B in the chat batting second. Says, I'm ready. I'm ready for hockey season. I am too. I'm ready for hockey season too, man. I am. I can't believe the Florida Panthers are just blowing the doors off the Edmonton Oilers. 3-0. I haven't watched a single playoff game after the Avalanche were eliminated because basic reason, I don't care. It's not my team. I could care less. But I am shocked, though, that Florida – I'm actually shocked that Florida and Edmonton are in the finals. I thought for sure it would be Dallas Stars and the New York Rangers. But both of them got knocked out. So Florida, I got a friend of mine that I know at the golf course. He's a big Florida Panther hockey fan. So, hopefully he's going to be one happy guy after game 4. All right. Speaking of, like I said, the topic, Tim Patrick standing out down below over here. My name, it says, guess who's back? Here it is. Tim Patrick wowed onlookers at the first day of minicamp this past week. Excuse me. Sean Payton was impressed as well and had this to say about Tim Patrick. I quote, "We brought Patrick back after his injuries because of his intangibles. I have seen his healthy tape. He has versatility. He's a great teammate. I think he's an important part of the locker room, so it's good to see more of him. Patrick is a very reliable receiver. He rarely drops the ball, and he's always where he's supposed to be," end quote. That comes from Sean Payton. Hey, Courtland, do you understand what this says? Do you understand what this means for you? Tim Patrick's back, dude. He doesn't drop balls, very rarely. The tape proved it to Sean Payton. He says Patrick's very reliable receiver. He rarely drops the ball, and he's always where he's supposed to be. So, Courtland, get your tail back on the field. Don't hold out like a little crybaby. Or guess what? You know what? Broncos may not need you. Broncos may not need you. If we have Tim Patrick, Broncos may not need you. All right? And Tim Patrick is on his way back. Hopefully he stays healthy. He's had some very serious injuries, but hopefully he stays healthy. And if he does, I mean, Sutton played, had some amazing catches last year in the end zone. Amazing catches. Not taking that away from him. But you cannot play the crybaby side and expect to be that number one guy when you got Tim Patrick right there saying, hey, you know what, dude, I'm going to do anything and everything I can to prove I'm back. Yes, I had serious injuries, but you know what? Nobody's going to take that number one spot from me. I hope Tim Patrick gets it. I really do. I hope he does. Oh, boy. Cameron Parker batting third in the chat. Cameron, come on, man. Number one Chargers fan? No. Not even. But glad you're in the chat, man. Really do appreciate it. Cameron also follows up by saying Tim Patrick has a legitimate argument to be the number one. I absolutely agree. Tim Patrick is an amazing receiver. Man, when he got hurt both of those times, I was devastated. I was crushed because I thought, man, we just lost a very solid receiver. And like I mentioned before, I never like to see any Bronco players leave. Well, few of them I have. But I didn't want to see Jerry Jr. leave. I mean, he was a Bronco, I didn't want to see a lot of guys gone. We'll get into some of the guys that the Broncos will be playing against this year. I didn't want to see, Justin Simmons gone. That one really hurt. And down the line. But, if Courtland Sutton is not going to, if he's not going to, show up and prove that he wants to be the number one receiver, I hope Tim Patrick takes over. I really do. Absolutely. All right. Moving on. Sean Payton likes Zach Wilson's arm strength, but the overall body of work has been inconsistent. Now, remember, there is a quarterback, not controversy, but there's a quarterback challenge. Who's going to be number one? Okay. Well, sometimes we hear that Zach Wilson played well. Sometimes we hear that Jared Stidham kind of faltered. Sometimes we hear that Bo Nix throwing the ball great. We don't know who's going to be the number one. Sean Payton hasn't set a deadline as to when. I kind of read a little snippet that said that Sean, when asked, when you're going to name your starting quarterback, Sean Payton said right before the first preseason game. I mean, that's down the road a ways, guys. I mean, that's not until what, August? A couple months from now. So there could be a whole lot of leapfrogging, so to speak. Let me finish this. So Sean Payton said he likes Zach Wilson's arm strength, but the overall body of work has been inconsistent. Wilson took reps with the first team this past week in minis and struggled to find a rhythm. Well, there you go. If Zach Wilson is, let's say everybody's here, but Zach Wilson drops down here and Jared Stidham drops. I mean, even if Bo Nix were to drop, you got to give it to him. And everybody says, well, you should give it to him anyways because he was a number 12 draft pick in the entire NFL this past draft. Okay. Well, yeah, if he's capable of learning the system, learning the NFL speed, learning the playbook, and being accurate and all that kind of stuff, and doing what he needs to do, sure. We don't know. Like I said, Sean Payton does this all the time. Don't say anything. Well, unless he's talking about, former head coach of the Broncos or whatever. Sure, absolutely. But the thing is, the thing is, we don't know who's going to be a starting quarterback. Most people say it's Bo Nix, and I have something down the line here in regards to Bo Nix from a very, very well-known sports guy. And everyone out there is going to know who I'm talking about when that topic comes up. We're not quite there yet. All right. Graham, what is in? Oh, that's Cam. Sorry, bud. Clicked over it. Graham is in the chat. I believe you're batting cleanup. I said Judy leaving wasn't an issue. It really wasn't. Judy was, like I said, I don't want any Broncos player that is somewhat productive to leave the Broncos. I don't, I just don't. That's just because, they go to another team and they do really well, a la Von Miller, and does well. I just don't want to see that. I don't want to see Justin Simmons going to a team and doing great and coming back and burning us. I don't want to see that. I just don't. Jerry Jeudy wasn't, the most outstanding wide receiver the Broncos have ever had, but he was still a Broncos receiver and he still put up numbers at times. But I agree. It wasn't an issue. I just don't like it. Cameron Parr says, I still don't want to talk about Justin Simmons leaving. I don't either, Cam. I really don't. And part of me, even though I 99.99% believe it won't happen, I would love that the Broncos would suck it up. Justin Simmons would suck it up. They would pay him some money and bring him back. I really do. I don't see it happening. I don't know why they ever cut him to begin with. They could have gone a completely different direction. But yeah, that one hurts big time. Absolutely hurts big time. I don't quite know what that abbreviation is. Start week 1 to give him a chance of being rookie of the year. Okay, our rookie of the year. Got it. Graham says that. Yeah, I agree. I really do hope Bo Nix just shines, blows it up, kind of pulls a CJ Stroud, being that kind of guy in the season. Everybody's like, whoa, what the heck? They got an absolute steal on that guy. That's what I'm hoping happens. I really do hope it happens. Don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Yeah, Graham, batting cleanup means, you're the fourth person in the chat. It's a baseball reference. I know it's football, but, you're the fourth one in the chat. So you got the designation of batting cleanup. All right. Graham says, I don't watch baseball. All right. Sorry, but it still is a baseball reference. Anyways. All right. D-Rock is in the chat, batting fifth. Love it, D-Rock. Says, Big Bill. I say, what's up, Big D-Rock? Glad to have you, man. All right. Cameron follows up about Russell Wilson, more like Justin Simmons. It was cost saving due to Russell Wilson's contract. It's literally all it is. Yes, I understand it could be cost saving. I get that. But couldn't they have cut somebody else, Cam? I mean, seriously, couldn't they have cut somebody else? Couldn't they have reworked a contract or two to keep Justin Simmons? I mean, what does Justin Simmons do? What was that year? 13.5 mil, something like that? 14. I mean, I know it. I know it's a lot of money, but I mean, when you're worth billions, can't you just kind of like work the numbers, do something to keep a Justin Simmons? I just absolutely don't understand that. I really don't. I understand the Jerry Jeudy one. I understand the Josie Jewell, even though I don't like that one either. But I understand some of these other contracts or letting free agents go or trades. I get that. I don't understand this one. I really don't. And people can tell me until they're blue in the face, well, they had to recoup some money. Okay, fine. Recoup it somewhere else, not your cornerstone safety. You don't do that. Is PJ Locke going to be solid? I don't know. How about Caden Stearns? Can he stay healthy for more than 10 minutes? I don't know. Justin Simmons has been a rock. And basically what you did was threw that rock in the ocean, tied to an anchor that's tied to the Broncos ship. And heaven forbid it sinks. Just saying, guys. Just saying. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Yes, I understand, Graham, that we got Jones from the Dolphins, but he's not a Justin Simmons. I mean, he blows the doors off of Justin Simmons. Jones was basically a backup. He only played sparingly a couple of times last year. So, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. All right. Cameron says, unfortunately, it was based on money they needed to save. It really sucks. It does. It totally sucks. And I just don't like it. All right. Last part or last comment in the chat on the Justin Simmons. Hang on. D-Rock says, we definitely could have kept Simmons. That guy wrenched Broncos. Absolutely. I totally agree. That's what I'm saying. We could have kept him. But we didn't. All right. Cameron says, I'm very excited about the safety room, though, this year. A lot of versatility in the room. There is a lot of versatility. The only concern I have is health issues. Every single one of those ones left in the safety room have had health issues. And I understand that's part of the game. I get that. But when you have a solid guy in Justin Simmons who really doesn't miss much, yeah, he was dinged up. I mean, I will give you that. He's had his issues, but he's a leader in the locker room. He's a leader with the guys. He's a leader on the field. I mean, Pat Surtain said that he looked up to him as a role model. I mean, what higher praise can you get that from a teammate who looks up to a safety who's not a safety? I mean, he's a cornerback. Pat Surtain's a cornerback, but he looks up to Justin Simmons for the leadership, for what he needs to do. You're going to miss that. The Broncos are going to miss that on the field this year. Absolutely going to miss it on the field. And that hurts a lot. All right. Mohammed Badri is in the chat. I think you're batting 6th or 7th. Anyways, Mohammed says, sup, Bill? What's up, Mohammed? Glad to have you in the chat as always. Just love each and every one of you guys being in the chat, watching, whether you're in the chat or not. Just watching the show. Really do appreciate it on a Friday night heading into Father's Day weekend. Those of you who just jumped in, I just want to wish each and every one of you who are fathers or have a father that's still alive, happy Father's Day to either yourself or your father. And may you, each and every one of you, enjoy this weekend, enjoy this Father's Day, and always appreciate the father and the mother that you have. Otherwise, you wouldn't be the person that you are. All right, listen to this, guys. This is crazy. This is crazy. I don't agree with it. I want to find out what you guys think. Revealed by NBC Sports, Chris Sims has ranked 40 NFL quarterbacks, and Nick's is way down the list. Well, in a way, I can kind of understand. We haven't seen a Bo Nix play in the NFL. We don't know how he's going to play. But to rank him way down the list, listen to some of the people, some of the quarterbacks that are ranked ahead of him. It's interesting. And yes, they're all, NFL quarterbacks, and they've played in the NFL. and they have games under their belt, which Bo Nix doesn't. But I find it interesting as to what Chris Sims or how he ranked these players. Listen to this. Chris Sims has ranked Bo Nix at number 29, with J.J. McCarthy at number 30. Okay, well, a lot of people didn't have J.J. McCarthy high on the list because, he hadn't played as long in the college system as a Bo Nix. But I'm surprised, though, that Bo Nix is at 29. Okay, the lower half of the top 40, according to Chris Sims. Let me continue. The list of notable quarterbacks ahead of Bo Nix are Justin Fields. Seriously. Justin Fields, who the Bears just got rid of. Okay. Sent him to Atlanta as a backup to Kirk Cousins. All right. Justin Fields at number 25. Daniel Jones at number 23. Derek Carr? Seriously? Derek Carr at 22. Listen to who's number 21. That's right. Russell Wilson at number 21. Bo Nix, 8 levels behind him. Okay. Well, Russell Wilson did go 8 and 9. Well, he didn't go 8 and 9. I mean, Jared Stidham won a game, so he went 7 and 8. And but still, Russell Wilson ahead of Bo Nix. But again, we haven't seen Bo Nix in a Broncos uniform live in a real NFL game. I'm not talking preseason. I'm not talking minicamp. I'm not talking OTAs, whatever. No, an actual NFL game. Game 1 through game 17. We have not seen a Bo Nix yet. So I can't say that he would be better than 29, but it surprises me of the 4 players that are ahead of him, notable players that are ahead of him. Let me continue. Zach Wilson didn't even make the top 40. Well, there you go. It goes back to Zach Wilson, what I read earlier, that Sean Payton loves his arm strength, but he's inconsistent. And Zach Wilson wasn't even in the top 40. So you know that's out. Well, neither was Jared Stidham, apparently. Didn't say. But let me continue. Nix and Carr are ranked in the bottom half, but Mahomes is ranked number 1 and Herbert number 6. All right. So you got Derek Carr, who's ranked 22. You got Bo Nix, who's ranked 29th. Both of them in the AFC West, of course. You got Patrick Mahomes at number 1, and you got Justin Herbert at number 6. All right, let me go down the first 5. All right. The top 5 are Patrick Mahomes, as I said, number 1. Josh Allen, Buffalo, number 2. Joe Burrow, Cincinnati, number 3. Lamar Jackson, Baltimore, number 4. And Matthew Stafford, number 5, with the Rams. Okay. Well, Mahomes, I agree with. Josh Allen, absolutely. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. Yeah, those are legit. Matthew Stafford? All right. But I'm still shocked that Bo Nix was ranked 29th. I could have gone down the entire list, but I didn't want to take up all that much time for going down the list, but it really doesn't matter. I wanted to get to the AFC West as far as quarterback ranking and stuff. But I really have a tough time with Justin Herbert being ranked number 6. I really do. I think there's other quarterbacks out there that are better. I mean, don't get me wrong, Herbert's a really good quarterback. I get that. I just don't see him being number 6. I mean, maybe if he was on a better team or something, I mean, it's not all his fault that the Chargers are where they are. I hope they stay there. I hope they stay down and down. I don't want them to win anything, but I still don't think Herbert will be a number 6. But I'd rank him a lot lower than that. Now, going back to what I said earlier about a very prominent sports figure that everybody's going to know. When I went back and I did the the topic on what did I do the topic on? I do the topic on who the Broncos not winning a lot of games or whatever, or I said earlier on. I've got somebody who thinks, I go back, okay, it was Courtland Sutton at the very beginning who said that he feels that the Denver Broncos are going to make the playoffs, they're going to win games, and they're going to go to the Super Bowl and take care of business. I just don't think it's this year. However, there is, like I mentioned, a very prominent sports guy, everybody's going to know when I mention his name, that thinks along similar lines to Courtland Sutton. Not all the way, not Super Bowl bound, but similar lines. All right, here we go. Graham corrects me. Graham says Derek Carr is in New Orleans. I wonder why that article said that it was Derek Carr was on the AFC West. All right, well, my fault. That article was misquoted or miswritten or whatever, and my apologies. I'm sorry. Thank you, Graham, for pointing that out, that I was wrong because I read it as what the article said. My bad. I apologize. Thanks, Graham, for correcting me. That's what I always talk about this show. I say, emotion, passion, and honesty. And really appreciate you, each and every one of you, correcting me whenever I'm wrong. And I don't take it. I don't get upset. In fact, I welcome it because I want to be accurate. All right. D-Rock asked the question. I believe Cameron Parker answered it. Question is from D-Rock: if Zach Wilson starts a game, how concerned should Broncos country be? Cameron Parker followed up by saying 12-10, very concerned. 12-10, very concerned. I would agree. If Zach Wilson, especially what I just read you, that Sean Payton loves his arm strength, but he's very inconsistent, and he couldn't grasp the he had a hard time, getting a rhythm with the number ones. And then Chris Sims comes out and doesn't even put him in the top 40 as quarterbacks. So yeah, if Zach Wilson starts, I think the Broncos are in big trouble. Okay. Here is the prominent sports figure everyone's going to know. Here it is. According to Rich Eisen, the host of the Rich Eisen Show, he said, and I quote, "In my opinion, Bo Nix starts all 17 games. He gets a full-on season under his belt and proves his ability and how Sean Payton can connect with him." End quote. But he went on to say, and I quote, "I'll give them a playoff appearance." Now, we don't know how many games that is that he's talking about. He said playoff appearance. Could be one and done. Let me continue. And I'm still quoting. "I'll give them a playoff appearance as a wild card as their best case scenario. And I think that would be a very good season for Denver and Sean Payton." End quote. There you go, guys. Rich Eisen thinks that the Denver Broncos can make the playoffs as a wild card. He said a playoff appearance. He didn't say how many games, didn't say they'd win them. Like Courtland Sutton says, I think we're going to go to the playoffs and we're going to win a lot of games or win some games or win games and go to the Super Bowl and take care of business. Well, that may be all well and good, and that may be all, hoopla, and that's what you want to see. Of course, we as Bronco fans want to see that. Broncos country wants to see that hands down. No questions asked. But Rich Eisen is a little bit more accurate. He says, Broncos couldn't make the playoffs. I'm going to give them that. I'll give them a wild card. I'll give them a playoff appearance. But that's all he said. And I would have to agree with that. After going 8-9 last year, if we would have gone 10-7, we would have made the playoffs. Do the Broncos win 2 more games than they did last year? I don't know. Nobody knows, because we don't know who the starting quarterback is, and we don't know how well it's going to play out. We don't. It's uncertain. We can hope. We can look at the schedule and say, well, I think we should win this game. We probably should win that. We're going to lose this. And yeah, you go down the list. And I'll be doing that later on as the season gets closer. But as of right now, do I really think the Broncos are going to make the playoffs? If I have to venture stick my neck out and say yay or nay, my answer would be no. We're not going to make the playoffs because we don't know who our quarterback is. We don't know how that person's going to play. We don't know the system. Sure, we saw Sean Payton's watered down system last year, but we really don't know what we have until we see it. Not on paper, which is all well and good. Looks good on paper. Well, doesn't look good on paper to someone, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But it looks good on paper, but we don't know because we haven't seen it in action. Minicamps are different. OTAs are different. Even scrimmages and preseason games are different. When it's the real deal and they count, that's when we will really see what the Denver Broncos and this new quarterback room looks like. Then we'll know for sure. Until then, we have no idea. Absolutely none. Now, people can say, oh, yeah, I've been to training camp. I've watched them. They look great. Yeah, they look great because they're not playing a real freaking game. They're not. And I know you have to evaluate players and stuff, but when you don't have the full pads on and you're not going against another team that is trying to knock your block off and win a game when it counts, you're not really going to know. You're not really going to know until it counts. So I have no idea what the Broncos are going to be like, but Rich Eisen expects that the Broncos will start Bo Nix for all 17 games, health permitting. Hopefully he stays healthy. I'll take a playoff appearance. That'll be better than what we've had the last 6 or 7 years. I'll definitely take that. But I just can't bite on Courtland Sutton saying he thinks the Broncos are going to win games in the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl and take care of business. I would love that. I just don't buy it. I'm buying more of what Rich Eisen is saying. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Okay, so we got Alex Smith is in the chat. Alex Smith says, I want Payton to wait to announce who is the starter until game time, so we have the advantage. Well, that's a good point. That's a really good point. Now, I think the NFL, though, I think you have to announce who the starter is. I think it is on a Wednesday before a Sunday game or a Thursday before a Sunday game. I'm not sure. Maybe it's even Friday. But I know you have to announce it, a couple of days ahead of time. You can't just spring it on the other team and say, 5 minutes before the game. Oh, 5 minutes before the game. Okay, so-and-so starting. I don't think you can do that. I think you have to give the other team a little bit of heads up. I mean, it only seems fair. It really does. But I like the way you think. I like that idea too. Yes, Big E says, hit the thumbs up. Yes, everybody, please hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button if you have not. Please do so on both the Broncos Breakdown MHRT network and Broncos Breakdown on YouTube. Look for this symbol right up here. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. The best way to show your support for this show is to hit the thumbs up. We really do appreciate it. It shows each and every one out there who come across it that you like the show, you appreciate the content, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Let's see. Graham says, personally, I don't think Payton is going to put Stidham out there forever for Nick to learn from. I don't think he would put him out there but then, then again, it was Sean Payton who wanted Jarrett Stidham to be on the Broncos last year. He went and got him. And he was on the bench most of the time watching Russell Wilson. Now, not necessarily how Russell Wilson went about doing things, but, learning as far as the execution of the play or not. And, just being that guy to kind of learn under a veteran quarterback. Now, is Bo Nix going to learn under Stidham? Well, he's the most seasoned veteran quarterback. Well, not seasoned. I guess that would be Zach Wilson, but I wouldn't want to learn under Zach Wilson at all. Not at all. That's not according to how he played with the Jets or how he's doing in even the the mini camps they just had. I don't think so. Okay. Cam Chung says, I think we're talking right now regarding who is a starter. I would say as a starter right now, you got to lean towards Bo Nix. You have to. But who knows? Like I said, we really don't know. I mean, Sean Payton could say what Sean Payton wants to say. He can say, we're having a quarterback competition. It's everybody's game. And then he comes out and says, well, I like Zach Wilson, but he's inconsistent. And then, Jared Stidham, he didn't do really well with the number ones the other day or whatever. And Bo Nix is looking really good. I mean, you don't know. I mean, he's saying all the right things and all that, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just we'll find out. We'll find out in due time. And when we do, hopefully it's the right move, right choice. But when it comes to preseason, we're going to see all three. We're going to see all three. And since there's only is there 3 games now or just 2? I think it's 3. I think it's 3 games now. So in those 3 games, we're going to see all 3 quarterbacks. All 3 are going to start. You're going to have Bo Nix start one game. You're going to have Jared Stidham start at one game, and then you're going to have Zach Wilson start one. So it'll be interesting. It's going to be interesting, and I'm going to really, really pay attention to that entire preseason games. I want to see greatness. I really do. And I know it's preseason. I know you got to go through all your guys. I don't care. I want to see the quarterbacks shine. I don't care who it is. I don't care who starts. I just want Broncos to win games, whomever it is to start. I don't care who it is. I don't, because I want wins. And if wins come from Zach Wilson, great. If they come from Jared Stidham, fantastic. If they come from Bo Nix, even better. I just want Broncos to win, period. All right. Patrick Surtain. Listen to this, guys. Listen to this. Oh, before I do, Biggie confirms it, says it's a 3 game for preseason. Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was 3 games. So there you go. All 3 quarterbacks are going to start. 1 in each game. All right, listen. This is interesting. I don't buy it for 1 minute. I don't buy this for 1 solitary minute. Here it is. According to some NFL insiders, Pat Surtain is only the 4th. What? No, that's not a misprint. Surtain is only the 4th best cornerback in the league. You're kidding me. Really? You're kidding me. I ain't buying that for 1 moment. 4th best cornerback in the league? Hold on a second. Are these guys missing something? Listen to this. Surtain is a 2-time Pro Bowler and first-team All-Pro. In how many seasons they played? 10? Nope. 5? Nope. 2. He's played 2 NFL seasons. He's 2-time Pro Bowler, which means he's done it twice in the 2 games he's been in, or 2 seasons they've been, and first-team All-Pro. And he's considered the 4th best cornerback in the league? Let me continue. How are players ranked higher than Surtain? I don't understand it, how they are. Well, you tell me, of these 3 players that are considered better than Patrick Surtain, you tell me yes or no. Here they are. They are Sauce Gardner, no. L'Jarius Sneed, nope. And Jalen Johnson, nope. I ain't buying any single one of those 3. None whatsoever. Yes, Gardner's good, but he's not better than Patrick Surtain. Has he had as many Pro Bowls? Has he been a first-team All-Pro? I don't think so. I don't think any one of those 3 have. So how in heaven's name can Patrick Surtain be 4th best when he's, in my opinion, The other three guys haven't equaled what Surtain has. Surtain is a shutdown corner, period. Nobody throws his direction. People say, well, he's only had, a handful of deflections or a handful of this or that or whatever. That's because they don't throw his direction. Hello? Use your head. If they don't throw your direction, you're not going to get stats. Well, you'll get stats as in not throwing your direction, but you're not going to get stats as for defending. But he's all pro. He's an all pro one time. He's a two-time Pro Bowler in 2 years that he's been in the league. He should have been first team all pro his first year. But he didn't get it. But he should have been. And you've got three guys ahead of him, according to some NFL insiders. I'd like to know who they are because I ain't buying that. I ain't buying that one bit. No way, shape, or form. All right, Cameron says, Sauce has been an all-pro, yes, but it's important we hold him accountable. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. Yes, he has been, but I'm talking about, Pat Surtain has been a two-time Pro Bowler and a one-time All-Pro and should have been two-time All-Pro. And Biggie says he's been in the NFL for 3 seasons. Will be his 4th year. You're talking about Surtain already? 4 years. Holy smokes, man. Doesn't seem like you've been in the league that long. Okay, I totally missed the boat on that one. So thanks for correcting me. But still, I mean, I cannot see Pat Surtain not being the best corner in the NFL. Now, yes, arguably there's going to be comments. People are going to say, oh, this is my guy. That's who I like. He's on my team, blah, blah. Okay, that's well and good. But stat against stat, season against season, shutdown against shutdown. I don't see anybody better than Patrick Surtain. I'm sorry, I don't. And yeah, I may be looking through orange-covered glasses, but I don't think so. Go look at the stats on Pat Surtain. I just don't agree with it. I don't. And it's just I hope that lights a fire under Surtain just to be even better. Be even a better shutdown if that could be possible. Don't let anybody catch any passes all year. That'd be phenomenal. Not going to happen. But yeah, I hope that lights a fire under him just to be even better. All right, Cameron says the reason Sauce gets the most love right now is simply New York market. It's a massive. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you're in a big market or you're in Dallas Cowboys, you're going to get the headlines. If you're in New York, you can get the headlines. It's just the way it is. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I think if you produce the stats and you are that key player, I don't care whether you're in Denver or you're in Seattle or you're in Timbuktu. I don't care where you are. If your stats prove to be better than so-and-so, then you're better than so-and-so. And if so-and-so happens to be Sauce Gardner or the other two, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't care where your market is. Your market could be, New York, LA, Chicago, and Dallas all wrapped up into one, and I could care less. It's all about stats. But these guys always look to, well, it's the market. I got to promote the market. Yeah, well, you can take that market and stick it. That's all I'm talking about. All right. Okay. Cameron says Surtain doesn't really care what media thinks. He's 100% all about ball. Yeah, that's true. He is. But, some of that, I kind of wonder if these guys can really turn it off when it comes to listening or hearing or family members or buddies or whatever teammates say, hey, man, you hear what these guys are talking trash about you? You hear where they put you? I mean, I imagine that there's a lot of talk about that. He may say, yeah, I don't pay attention to that. It don't bother me. I think somewhere, though, it kind of does lodge in the person's head. Maybe they think about it. Maybe it motivates them. I don't know. But, it would be hard. It would be extremely hard to think that these guys don't hear or read. Maybe they don't read, but maybe they hear, like I say, hopefully not from teammates, but maybe family members, friends, acquaintances, someone in the grocery store, you know, hey, Patrick, man, did you hear these guys are talking trash about you? They put you the fourth best cornerback. You're not the fourth best, man. You're the best. I mean, it can work both ways. It could be an ego trip. I don't know. It just, to me, seems very difficult to separate reality from, from trying not to pay attention to it. What people are saying. It just, to me, it just seems hard that would be something that they don't even have never heard. That'd be tough. That'd be tough. Cameron says, Sauce is a really good corner. Yes, he is a good corner. I just don't think he's as good, Cameron, as Pat Surtain. And yeah, like I said, I may be biased. I'm a Bronco fan. I mean, come on. But it's just, when we got Pat Surtain, and I was so elated when we drafted him, man, I'll tell you what, he's along with Justin Simmons. I'm not going to go back down that road, Cameron, so bear with me. But along with Justin Simmons, those are the two guys I never want to see leave the Broncos. Unfortunately, one of those has. But you don't get rid of cornerstones. I've mentioned it many, many times on my show. You don't get rid of cornerstones. And we got rid of one, which is stupid. And but now we have Pat Surtain locked up. So I'm pretty happy about that. Absolutely ecstatic about that. Let's see. Big E says, I don't think he cares what media thinks about him, but when your peers says you're the best, that's probably why he cares about it. Yeah, I would agree. Your peers say you're the best, and that's what his peers have said. He's the best. And I would absolutely agree with that. Absolutely 100% agree with that. All right. Listen to this. It's, Broncos get picked on so much. I don't understand it. We get picked on big time. I mean, sure, it was a debacle with the Russell Wilson trade. I get that. Then we have the Sean Payton hiring, and we got rid of, some more draft picks and all that. The Broncos seem to get kicked when they're down. They seem to get piled on about, negative things. Well, here's another negative comment that is coming out, or topic. Here it is. Monday morning quarterback Matt I think his name is Verderam, feels the Denver Broncos are among the least improved team from this past season heading into the 2024 season. He said, and I quote, the Broncos are trying to microwave the rebuild process. He asked the question, and I'm still quoting, have all Denver's moved amounted to a net positive or a net negative? I believe, still quoting him, I believe the latter, meaning the negative, as the Broncos are among the least improved due to the players released or gone through a trade or free agency. End quote. Wow. Least improved? Really? Look across the league. Who else made some crazy moves? Well, look at the Jets. I don't think the Jets are that improved. Not at all. Look at other teams. Falcons, okay, well, they got Kirk Cousins, and they got Justin Fields. Well, yeah, no, Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields on Pittsburgh. They got Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr. I don't know. Are they more improved? Are the Raiders more improved? I mean, we got some key players in the draft. We drafted Bo Nix. Again, we don't know what's going to transpire with him. We don't know how he's going to play. But the Broncos least improved? Seriously. Are these guys smoking something? What the heck? Are they just like pulling straws out of thin air and trying to hang on to something or throwing it against the wall and hoping it sticks? What the heck? Least improved. I can't go down that road. I cannot go down that road. We did phenomenal job so far in the draft and, signing players. I can't buy it. I just cannot buy it. Let's see. Big E says no paper. They are what? They are dead. That's why you play the games. yeah, you play the game to see exactly how the team's going to be. Absolutely agree. But I don't think the Broncos are the worst improved. Worst improved. Out of 32 teams, the Broncos are worst improved. All right. Well, according to him, but I ain't buying it. All right. Sean Payton canceled practice. Why would he cancel minicamps when we have so many rookies, especially a new quarterback, 2 new quarterbacks on the Broncos team, Zach Wilson and Bo Nix? We have to work out situations where the Broncos feel comfortable with the players that they have. So why would he cancel practice? Well, let me find out. Broncos head coach Sean Payton canceled the 3rd day of minicamp due to the following. And I quote, Sean Payton saying, I felt the team accomplished a lot in their spring practices, which concluded last Wednesday. At this point, we got to go by what we see. What is it that they're seeing? What is it that they're seeing? Okay, let me continue. Payton said, from what they saw, I think we have good competition and competition sharpens things, end quote. That's it? Good competition sharpens competition, or competition sharpens things? Like what? Like quarterback, receiver, blocking scheme, running game, tight end play, defensive play, linebacker rush, quarterback safeties or sacks, interceptions. What is it, Sean? Oh, I forgot. That's right. You do this. You're tight-lipped. You're not saying what it is. You don't want to let the cat out of the bag like you did a couple times last year. You don't want to do that. So he's not saying, but he's saying nothing when he's saying something, but without saying anything. I quote again. I quote, I think we have good competition and competition sharpens things, end quote. Sharpens what? I know he said before, steel sharpens steel. Okay, fine. What's the steel? Is it the running game? Is it the quarterback? Is it the accuracy? Is it the defense? What is it? Don't know. We're not going to know. We're not going to know because he ain't saying. So he cancels the 3rd day of practice, which is Wednesday, and says that, hey, we're good with what we see. In 2 days? Seriously. Okay. Courtland Sutton was there. Didn't say anything about him. Said a lot of things about Tim Patrick. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. This guy's hard to figure out. He really is hard to figure out. Okay. Let's see. Northcutt Productions. Thank you so much for chiming in on the chat. Really do appreciate it. Completely biased. Broncos not only improved tremendously, they are all on board with coach and acquired new players. They're all having fun together. That's a team. I agree. 100%. That's why I said I can't see for the life of me how the Broncos could be the worst improved. Doesn't make any sense to me. And I totally agree with you, Northcutt Productions. Absolutely. The Broncos did a lot of great things in the offseason. Absolutely. Graham chimes in and says chemistry is building. I totally agree with it. Absolutely. You have to have good chemistry, good camaraderie. You have to have great players. You have to have a chemistry that meshes like spokes in a wheel. You have to have that. And how in heaven's name these people can say the Broncos were the worst, what I say it was, the among the least improved? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, wow. This is awesome. Graham says Bo Nix is with the Broncos rookies at Rockies Pirates game tonight. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm going to have to watch that. I'm going to definitely have to watch that on my MLB.TV app and see if they show him. They probably should show him. I don't know if he's down with the regular people. I doubt it. Probably up in a suite. That'd be great. I'm definitely going to tune into that. It's probably coming on here in a few minutes. It's already 6 p.m. Pacific time. I think the Rockies game is 7 p.m. So I may miss it, but I can always go back and watch the highlights, and hopefully they'll show that. Okay. Awesome. All right. Thanks so much, Graham, for letting me know that. I'm definitely going to check that out. All right. We've got 3 more topics. This is the third one as we wind down the show. Thanks again, guys, so much for taking an hour plus out of your Friday evening to listen to this crazy 65-year-old guy talk sports. Really do appreciate it. Thanks once again, each and every one of you. Very, very special. Very, very special to me, and thanks so much. All right. Sean Payton had eye surgery. This is an omission to something that happened last year. Here it is. Per Mike Kliss of 9 News Denver, he reported that last Wednesday, Sean Payton underwent cataract surgery on his right eye, having already had the same surgery on his left eye. Okay, why is that significant? Listen to this. Apparently, last season, Sean Payton, called the wrong play. Payton said, and I quote, "I want to get my eyes fixed, so I call the right play, and I don't mess up and call the wrong play on a play that happened one time this past season. To me, that was embarrassing," end quote. Holy smokes. He couldn't see to call a correct play. What game was it? What play was it? Was it a critical play? Was it the wrong personnel? He didn't say. He always said it was embarrassing. He's not going to reveal which play it was. Probably doesn't want anybody to know in case he wants to call it again. Oh, maybe the right time this time. So, if Sean Payton couldn't really focus or see due to cataracts, could he not? Maybe he couldn't see how to beat the New England Patriots last year that would have given us 9 wins, or the New York Jets, which would have given us 10 wins if we'd have beaten New England. Maybe he couldn't see his way into winning those games. I don't know. But he certainly was able to see his way into winning 5 straight. I don't know. Couldn't see to call the correct play. One time, he said, I got to beg to differ. That probably was a little bit more than one time, because I saw some plays like, what in heaven's name are you calling that play for? I don't know. But he admitted he wanted to get his eyes corrected. He said he wanted to get his eyes fixed so he could see and call the right play. How many times did he screw that up? Was it all Russell Wilson? Maybe not. Maybe Sean Payton couldn't see what freaking play to call. He definitely couldn't see a way to win against the Jets and a way to beat the Patriots. That's for dang sure. The Broncos could have easily gone 10-7 last year had he been able to see his way into winning those games. Just saying. Or against the Redskins. Commanders, when we lost to them. Okay? How about the Raiders when we had a lead on them? Maybe he couldn't see his way into winning those games either. I don't know. Just interesting to me. Good omission, though. Good honesty. I'll give him that. Absolutely give him that. Just kind of makes me wonder, were some of those games that we lost closely due to the fact that he couldn't see correctly? We'll never know. But interesting. All right. The last 2 topics of the show. Clayton Huron, what is up? Clayton is in the house, in the chat. Says, hey, guys. I say, what's up, Clayton? He follows up by saying, smash that like button and share, guys. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Clayton, for always bringing that up. I really do appreciate it. Clayton says, Brewers took the series from the Cubs. I know, buddy. I know. Anyways, moving on. No, it's all good. It's all good, Clayton. It's funny how the Cubs have the Brewers' former manager in Craig Counsell, and we're stinking up the joint. Just stinking up the joint. A lot of people say, "Hey, the manager is who wins games for the team." Well, it takes the players, and right now, doesn't matter who the Brewers manager is. They're still winning games, and they're on top of the division. The Cubs, last time I checked, were, I think, 7.5 games back. We're in third place, and just stinking up the joint. Stinking up the joint. I know, buddy, but if you look behind me there, Clayton, you can totally see the Chicago Cubs World Series championship. I know it was 2016, but you know what? 2016 was one of my favorite years of all time. Favorite years of all time. Why? The Denver Broncos won the Super Bowl in February of 2016, and the Chicago Cubs won the World Series in November of 2016. So I had literally had bookends to a 2016 year. That was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. For the Broncos to win the Super Bowl in February, the Cubs to win it in November, bookends in 2016. So it's all good. I can live with it. I got to be able to see my favorite baseball team, Chicago Cubs, win a World Series in my lifetime, when so many hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Cubs fans from 2008 to 2015, leading up to 2016, passed away and could not realize that dream they always had. All right, Graham, thanks. Clayton, thanks so much for bringing that. Really do appreciate it. All right, listen, NFL is in hot water. NFL is in hot water, and this could spell, I wouldn't say millions to people, but it's definitely going to spell money to people should the NFL lose this lawsuit. The NFL is being sued in a class action lawsuit over the Sunday ticket for the following. According to CBS News Sports, the argument is pretty simple. The attorney for the plaintiffs didn't say who the plaintiffs are. Could be a group, could be just anybody who subscribed to Sunday Ticket, which I was one of them. Not recently, but I was. Let me continue. The attorney for the plaintiffs, Amanda Bond, released a statement via the Associated Press, and I quote, "The plaintiffs think the NFL worked together with its network partners to inflate the price of the Sunday Ticket. The NFL, Fox, CBS, and DirecTV agreed to make an expensive toll road that very few people would be able to afford. Every single competitor in this scheme benefited," meaning Fox, NFL, CBS, and DirecTV. All right, I continue. The NFL attorney Beth Wilkerson made the argument, and I quote, "The Sunday Ticket is expensive because it's a premium offering," end quote. The NFL, if they lose the case, could be liable for up to $21.3 billion. There you go. Now, anybody who subscribed to the Sunday Ticket from the years 2012 to 2022 can receive money from the NFL if the NFL loses this lawsuit. If that's the case, anybody whether it could be a pub, it could be a sports bar, anybody who subscribed to Sunday Ticket, whether it was one time or all the years, is in the running to get some money from the NFL. Doesn't say how much. It could be up to $21.3 billion distributed. Nobody knows. It hasn't been said. But that is huge. That is huge. And I would have to agree. It is really expensive. The last time I bought Sunday Ticket, it was $350 for the season. And that was the year. This was the last year I got it. That was the year that the Broncos were on prime time, I believe. They were on prime time like 5 or 6 times that season. So if you're on prime time, the Sunday Ticket means nothing because the Broncos are not on the Sunday Ticket. They're on Monday night or Thursday night or Sunday night, but they're not on Sunday day, which the Sunday Ticket only provides Sunday day. So I paid $350 for only what? Back then it was 16 games. So for what? 10 games? And not even that. Because when they played the Chargers or the Rams or the Raiders, I got those games locally because it was the LA market. So I basically paid $350 for what, 5 games maybe on the Sunday ticket? It was ridiculous. It's an astronomical amount of money to pay for. I mean, if your team's on prime time or you're in a market where you're going to get the local games, Sunday ticket is worthless. It's absolutely worth it. The only way it works is if you're in Timbuktu and, you don't get any NFL games. I mean, that's really the only way it's a benefit. Seriously. It's crazy, man. Graham says, how do I sign up? Well, Graham, you had to be a Sunday ticket subscriber between the years of 2012 and 2022. I mean, I didn't make that up. That comes from that lawsuit. So that's all I can say, man. Sorry about that. I wish you could sign up. But anybody who signs up now, obviously is not going to be pervious to any of that because of the fact that the cutoff was at 2022. Yeah. Graham says, wow. Yeah, I agree. Wow. Yeah, that's huge. 21.3 billion. Whew. Tell me the NFL doesn't make a ton of money. Tell me they don't make a boatload of money. Okay. Here is the last topic of the show. And really do once again appreciate each and every one of you for stopping by, whether it's for a few moments or it's for the entire show. Really do appreciate it. Here we go. The Denver Broncos will be facing 15 former players this season. Now, it's not 15 players, all 15 from last year, but 15 former players that have been on the Broncos recently. They are, and here it is, the following 15. I'll name all 15. Here we go. Obviously, quarterback Russell Wilson, Pittsburgh Steelers. Wide receiver Jerry Jeudy, Cleveland Browns. Defensive lineman Shelby Harris, Cleveland Browns. Defensive lineman Draymond Jones, Seattle Seahawks. Tight end Noah Fant, Seattle Seahawks. Outside linebacker Randy Gregory, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Linebacker Josie Jewell, that one hurts. Josie Jewell, Carolina Panthers. Running back Mike Boone, Carolina Panthers. Long snapper Jacob Bowman-Maurer, Raiders. Wide receiver running back Tyreek McAllister, Las Vegas Raiders. Quarterback Joe Flacco, Indianapolis Colts. Wide receiver Tyree Cleveland, Indianapolis Colts. Wide receiver Juwan Winfrey, Indianapolis Colts. Fullback Adam Prentice, New Orleans Saints. And quarterback Josh Johnson, Baltimore Ravens. 15 players the Broncos are going to see that were formerly on the Denver Broncos not that long ago. Wow. And yes, some of them are probably not going to be starting. Some of them, obviously, Russell Wilson is a headliner. Same with Jerry Jeudy, Shelby Harris, Noah Fant, Josie Jewell. Those are all headliners, obviously. Draymond Jones, Noah Fant, Randy Gregory. Yeah, those are all headliners, and they will be. But, man, I hope they don't come back and burn the Denver Broncos. I really do. I hope they do not come back and burn us. And that's what they want. They want to send a message back to Denver saying, hey, morons, you got rid of me. Shouldn't have got rid of me. Should have signed me. Should have retained me. Now I'm going to make you pay. You know what? That hurts. That really. I mean, if Josie Jewell comes back and just tears up the Broncos offensive line and gets some sacks or gets an interception or, just defends phenomenally up the middle as a middle linebacker, I'm going to be bummed. I'm going to be totally bummed because I really like Josie Jewell. I really, really like him. I don't like him now. He's not on the Broncos, but I wish him the best. I don't want him to get injured or hurt or anything like that. But I just miss him on the Broncos. Do I miss Russell Wilson? Nah, not so much. Jerry Jeudy, well, he's a wide receiver, and he did make some good moves and plays and things of that nature. He had issue with drop balls and things, but he's a route runner. And it just didn't work well with Russell Wilson because Russell Wilson is one of those freelance guys, just like to take off and throw the ball any which way he wants and can. And that's why Courtland Sutton made all those ridiculous catches in the end zone. So do I miss him? Yeah, I do. But I really miss Josie Jewell. Really miss Josie Jewell, especially being on the Carolina Panthers. I don't like that a bit. Don't like that one bit whatsoever. That's it, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you have not, please do so. It costs you nothing. It benefits the show. It boosts the channel for people watching. I really do appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the like button. Please do so. Again, it costs nothing. It lets everybody know that you like the show, you appreciate the show, and you want others to watch it and appreciate it as well. Really do, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to being in the chat. As always, it means an absolute world to me on a Friday night where you guys can be doing so many different things. It's summertime around the corner. School's out. Families are doing a lot of different things. But thank each and every one of you every single Friday for being here, for showing up, for showing your support. Really do appreciate it. All right, going down the list, guys. It was Big E batting leadoff, followed by B, number 2. Cameron Parker was 3rd in the chat. Really do appreciate it. Graham was 4th, batting cleanup. Appreciate it, Graham. Thank you so much. D-Rock batting 5th. Thank you, D-Rock, for being in the chat as always. Going down the list again, Mohammed Badri. Thank you so much for being in the chat. Really appreciate you taking your time out. And each and every one, like I said, for being here. Going down the list again, Alex Smith, thank you so much for being in the chat. Let's see, continue on down. I think that might be it. Northcutt Productions, thanks again for being in here. Really do appreciate your comment, your take. And then Clayton Huron wrapping it up in the chat. As always, Clayton is always telling everybody, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. Really do appreciate it. Thanks again, each and every one of you, for being in the chat, being in the show, watching, wherever you may be, whether it's watching, listening, participating. Really do appreciate it. Thanks again, guys. As I go out of here, once again, happy Father's Day to each and every one of you out there, whether you're a father or not. And it doesn't matter, because you have a father, whether he's still alive or not. You have a father. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this world. Just like you have a mom. And we celebrated Mother's Day last month. Guys, happy Father's Day, each and every one of you, wherever you may be. Enjoy your day, your time. And if you are not a father, please give remembrance and honor to your father, whether they're still here on earth or they're not. Honor your father and enjoy this Father's Day weekend. Once again, guys, thanks so much for being part of this show. You guys are the best as to what this show is. Without you, this show would be nowhere near as good as it is. Thanks again, guys. Till next Friday, you guys take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We will see you next Friday. Till then, guys, take care. Bye-bye.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Tempo's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flame out. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Wait a minute, work hard for the car, so that's why it's all tinted.